It will be a Tokyo Olympics like no other, obviously, but despite the changes, the hopes and dreams of the athletes competing will be the same.
So here on Breakfast, we've been following the journey of Team GB swimmer Adam Peaty. He's hoping to bring back gold once again.
Legacy is something that you can't create.
Here we go.
It creates itself. I just want to be the best.
Adam Peaty takes Olympic gold for Great Britain.
I had some mad dreams last night. I haven't raced in like so long. I had dreams of getting beat.
You will not be beaten.
A year in, it's like a siege.
Delete that bit.
2 seconds, babe, I'm filming. There's been news about the Olympics being on and then off and then on and then off. It doesn't really change anything for us. Keep building, keep getting faster, fitter. It's just 2 lamps in it. When you are the best in the world, you do think of people beating you. Just natural, you know. I've got a target on my back. I've had a target on my back for the last 6 years, 7 years now. And, you know, you just got to be one step ahead of the opponent.
Adam Peaty!
At the age of 21, Adam Peaty became Olympic champion. Now he is back in the water, preparing to defend his gold medal. He will swim like he's being chased, and that's because he is.
You have let us into your home. You've been filming for us for months, and we are at the point now where we're ready to wave you off.
I've just said to myself, treasure these moments because we'll never get this back. It's been a very, very enduring and hard 2 years because there's been highs, obviously, there's been lows. There's been times where I'm like, why do I even do this? Because it's so demanding. When your job requires you to be extremely disciplined and extremely focused 365 days of the year, that is not normal. So I've just had to completely sweep the whole drive Sunday night, train on a Monday morning. Not used to this really because in January, for about 6 weeks, we go to Australia and it's normally about 35 degrees, 40 degrees on the Gold Coast, and now it's about -3, and we've got about a good 2 foot, 3 foot of snow. So this is the app we have to do. You check your availability. I've already done it this morning, but training, tick. Then how do you feel physically? Physically normal. Past 14 days, any contact COVID-19, and then anyone in your household got COVID-19 symptoms, and then sleep, stress, energy soreness, if you've got any of them, you submit. And you do that obviously in the morning before you turn up. Take the thermometer.
Yeah, so you're doing following today as well?
And then you go in. In sport, I think you need to believe in yourself, you need to back yourself because no one else is. You know, when it's quiet, when the blocks, when you go take your marks, go, it's complete dead silence. You've got to be right in your mind saying, look, I'm going to beat any one of these here. And for me, you got to work on those mindset skills every single day.
Is that good on the last one, Mel?
Very good. To me, it's not the what you're doing is very impressive, but to me, it's the journey of the how you're doing it.
How real did the Olympics feel? How near, how close?
Really close. I think, you know, we've spent a long time in the dark with COVID and all the restrictions and everything, so just starting to get close now, getting really excited about going, and just, I've said to the athletes, we need to go and get what we deserve this summer. You've got 25 seconds. I think the NHS has taken care of health, and it's sport's job to take care of hope. We really have to go and represent this country and represent that people have found a way to still achieve things and make progress, even though it's been really, really difficult.
For the average person, they probably would be terrified. But for Adam, knowing that he's going to inspire so many is such an exciting feeling for him.
So I've arrived in Manchester. I'm just going to wait in the car now for like, I don't know, a few minutes, whilst we've been given like certain slots to go into the hotel. So like, I think I'm free till 3:30. Looks quite creepy actually that I'm in the car just filming Mel. Don't know why she's got so many cases. She's only a coach, don't even do that much. Lol. This is the line for the COVID test. And my number.
We will not be beaten by a pandemic. We will not be beaten.
not even free to roam. Good evening, Manchester. Obviously, like downstairs, we have to wait in line and get almost like a takeaway meal. And this is nowhere near enough food for me. What did he think I'd do? Like, that's just not enough food, is it? It looks lovely, though.
There is the man himself, Adam Peaty. The greatest breaststroker of all time.
I think emotionally, because obviously there's no crowd, there's no noise. Even the coaches and stuff aren't allowed to shout because of COVID. So you're literally on the block and it's really, really quiet. I think you can hear a pin drop. But, you know, that's the thing. If we create a hard environment now, then, you know, hopefully by Olympics, it will become normal. The mature kind of approach now as an athlete, you know, I've just got to take each competition as it goes and as it comes. My muscles are tired, my body's tired, but, you know, my mind is fresh.
Do you think you tend to push too hard? Is that in you?
That's in my blood, yeah. It's hardwired, unfortunately. My dad was like it, you know, he was a brickie. For me, I've always been like it in sport. You know, I've always chose the hard path. In my head, I would rather die than lose. If you want to be the best in the world, you've got to have that mentality. But it's how you use that to your advantage and don't get consumed by it. And some days, I think, as I'm getting older, and now obviously I've got my own son, it is about the balance. So some days you're like, yeah, I mean, it's okay to take a loss today and not be as hard as on myself. I'm still training for a pandemic. I'm still trying to race through a pandemic and trying to make the most of what we got every single day. And sometimes, you know, you get up and like, wow, what is the point?
Yay! That's Daddy! For me, it's more, and with George as well, with the emotional support that Adam needs, some separation from the pool, somewhere where he can come home and not have to talk about his technique and times and stuff like that, somewhere where he can escape from it.
The Olympics is obviously, you know, what I live for. So today is moving day. I have literally forgot my pants, my socks, and spare trousers, and everything else that you need in the morning. So that was great. Great start. We're literally 30 seconds from the new house, and it's very exciting. Took 2 days to pack up.
Guys, I got so many butterflies in my tummy. George, you excited? Oh my gosh, I feel so emotional.
That's the messiest bit of the kitchen. There. But honestly, this is like why all the hard work is worth it. This feeling of having your own home, owning your own home, and just, you know, providing and having your family in. I don't think anything can compare to that. And I feel more motivated now to push on than ever. So, the kitchen is a mess.
How much has George changed you?
I think having a son calms a lot of people down. I think for me, it's more about broadening my vision and my purpose. Excited for the Olympics? Yeah? For me, it's all about being, obviously, you know, the right role model that every parent wants to be. They want to be, you know, the best person they can be, so, you know, they look up to you.
There's just such a difference in him. I think it's like an added motivation as well for him to do well in sports and outside of sports, because he has his son, like, watching his every move, really.
It takes a whole team effort to get the performance that we're going to need in the Olympics. And you play a little part in that too, don't you? But I think also in terms of a motivation that I want to prove that you can be a dad and you can be the best performer in the world. People were, you know, on comments on, you know, these kind of swim sites. He's not going to be the athlete he was meant to be at the Olympics because he's had a child now. I was like, all right, challenge accepted.
Overseas ticket holders for the delayed Tokyo Games have been left disappointed after organisers confirmed the event will go ahead this summer without them.
So the announcement was this week that there'll be no international visitors allowed at Tokyo Olympics, which is a little bit disappointing as an athlete. You know, the scenario is that, you know, as an athlete, it's not going to be, you know, you walk out and you see tens of thousands of people, which is unfortunate. But you've looked at sport and how it's adapted around, you know, look at football and how it's adapted around no crowds. I think the Olympics is still going to have that aura.
Can you explain to us what Adam is doing now? Is this sprints?
We're preparing to kick ass, that's what we're doing. So this is basically his race-specific stuff. So he's trying to swim exactly how we would like him to swim when it matters.
How has Adam's year been?
Talk about whirlwind. He's become a father. He's had to survive a pandemic. He's had lockdowns where it's just been him and his partner, and obviously George, all in a house.
I've already qualified for the Olympics, but it's about basically putting down, some good time, see where we're at, and a bit of rest.
You've grown so much, my boy. You have.
And then really it's all about Europeans and Olympics and stuff.
Peaty gets the gold, and that was a masterclass of breaststroke swimming. Job done.
I love you so much. Hold it up.
What can Adam achieve this summer?
The best thing to do is to wait and see. I know he's prepared really well. I know he's had to battle through the challenges of sport within a pandemic. I know he's given me 110%.
Not long now till Olympics. I go in, actually George is here. Hello. I go to Olympics in 4 days. We were holding camp in Yokohama. Obviously I'm going to miss my little boy, miss my family, but it's just going to be amazing, and I've got a good feeling that I've got a good performance in there. I'm just going to enjoy it and have such a smile on my face like George. Hello. Yeah? He said Daddy's going to go really, really fast.
We love you, and no matter what happens, we're so proud of you, and we're looking forward to cheering you on.
So I'm going to show you what goes into packing for the Olympics. And potentially this bag is going to be my weighted blanket. And I've still got to put my pillow in here. I'm taking my weighted blanket because I sleep better with a weighted blanket.
Mel says you're going to carry hope with you.
Yeah, and I think I want to prove to people back home that yes, we've been out of the water. Yes, we haven't had the perfect preparation. We haven't been on training camps like the rest of these countries. We haven't done all the competitions that we normally do. But I'm still going to show fury down that last 50, and I'll show it. And if you can see that, and if one person wakes up that day and goes, I'm going to do better today, my job's done.